Welcome to cosplay tips and tricks. Today we'll be talking about binding. Binding is usually used with crossplay, and it's usually for those who have boobs, who want to appear flat, or like they don't have any or they have pecs. Although it can also be used for anyone with a large chest who wants to cosplay a flat chest character. There are many different ways on the internet for binding your chest, and you have to be really careful with these because when you bind your chest, you are not just binding the flesh. If you bind too tight, it can affect your rib cage. Boobs are different for everybody. Everyone's chest is different. Some are firm, some are flabby, some are bigger, some are smaller. So depending on the method, some chests are going to appear different than others, and it's going to work different for others. If you're a smaller chested person, so say A through B, maybe C cup, a binding method such as just wearing a sports bra is going to do the trick, depending on your type of chest. I do not have that sort of a chest, and for me that's not going to work, so I can't show you that. However, that is something that does work for some people of smaller chest sizes. The way that I like to bind my chest, since I'm a bigger chest size, I like to get an actual binder. And a binder, depending on what type you get and where you get it from, can look anywhere from a crop top tank top, a long tank top, what most people call wife beaters. It can look like that. My binder looks like this. I got mine from Underworks and it works really, really well. I've heard the most good reviews about Underworks. There are other places that sell them, but I've just had a great experience with Underworks. They tell you how to measure your chest so that you can get the right size. If you do it wrong, which I did, I got a size too small. They have an exchange policy where if you exchange it within 30 days of the date it was shipped out, which you can see on the receipt that they give you, they will exchange it for either a size bigger or a size smaller, depending on what you want. You just have to print off their exchange sheet and fill it out and mail that with the original that you bought, and it's free of charge. How you can tell if it's too small, if it does not go over your chest and it trying to leaves a big red mark right down your side. That's what happened for me. If that's happening for you and you cannot get it on, do not force yourself into it. It should not be a struggle. So I'm going to show you what it looks like when I have this on. So this is how flat I get when I put it on. The easiest way to get them in is to, once it's on, push them down and over, and then your nipple will lie where men's nipples lie. With this, you obviously do not want to wear a bra, because bras are for support. With this, you won't need support because it'll be pushed down. And the goal is not to be completely flat. It is to just shape your body in a more masculine way. If you have hips that come out more, you might want to consider padding it to give yourself a more masculine look if that's what you're going for. If you try to go completely flat, it's actually going to change the shape of your rib cage, which one is dangerous, and two will actually give you a more feminine look. So think corsets. With this binder and really any other kind of binding method, you do not want to wear it for more than 8 hours. It becomes dangerous. Breathing will become harder. And of course, if you wear it too long, there's always that risk of your cage getting crushed. I hear a lot of people asking me questions when I first got this about whether or not it rolls. And I mean, it does. But I mean, I roll, so. And it's pretty tight all the way down, so I don't anticipate it rolling up when I'm sitting down. And honestly, if you are wearing baggy enough clothes, or depending on your character, if you have a coat over it, it's not really gonna matter or show. This is not the type of thing to wear if you are wanting to open chest bind, which is honestly harder to do the bigger you are, chest-wise. It's a lot easier for those who have a smaller chest because you can do something as simple as the sports bra and then just, or something. I will link ways to actually open chest bind down in the description. I have not personally done it, so I am not an expert by any means. And basically, if you have any questions, I'm putting an entire forum post down in the description. You can also ask me, but this is my first year binding. Another popular method for binding is getting 3-inch or wider elastic from Joann's and either closing it with safety pins or sewing on the bra hooks that they sell. The only thing you want to keep in mind with this is that you are not trying to push them in, you're trying to push them down. So instead of just wrapping it around the same area, do a K or an X, because this is going to distribute the pressure and it's going to be a whole lot less dangerous and put less pressure on your rib cage, and it's going to distribute it. You'll look flat and you'll look like you have pecs, which guys have pecs, or masculine people have pecs. Methods that have actually been proven to be unsafe are ace bandages. The more you breathe, the tighter it gets. It's like a boa constrictor. Do you want that around your chest? I wouldn't. They're cute. It's not the same thing. Don't try to make your own with actual spandex fabric or stretchy fabric. It's not worth it, and it's not going to get you what you want. And if you try to make it tight enough for it, it's going to be too tight and it's going to be dangerous for you. I suggest just buying one. It's definitely worth the $30-some. And please do not, I repeat, do not try to actually tape your chest down. Don't use duct tape, don't use painter's tape, don't use fabric tape. Just don't do it. You'll end up red and you might have to go to the hospital because you'll have weird things going on your, and you'll have welts, and it's just not good. Don't do that. It's bad. Please, please. I will worry about you if you do. I will rush you to the hospital myself to get it undone. Please do not do that. I realize that some of you are going to be under the age of 18, and your parents may have some concerns with you binding, or whether those are safety concerns, whether those are moral concerns. If they do have concerns, especially if they're safety, you can show them this post, you can show them this video, print off some research that you've done yourself that proves safe binding. If there are moral concerns, most of the time you cannot change people's mind when it comes to morality. It's a sad truth. It takes an open mind to be changed, and a closed mind to be changed takes a personal experience. If it's a moral concern, I'd suggest just to wait on binding until you're 18 or you have a job where you can provide the money yourself for this. If you feel that you absolutely need to do this costume that you are working on, that you want it to be bound, and you feel that you absolutely need this, wait on the costume. If you feel comfortable going out wearing the costume without being bound, go for it. You do not have to bind to crossplay. You do not have to bind to cosplay as a character that's not the same gender as you are. You don't have to change the way your body looks to cosplay anything, really. If someone tells you otherwise, they're a jerk. So I just ignore them. I wouldn't take their opinion anyway. I don't want it. The bigger you are as a person in general, the harder it is to actually get flat. don't worry about it. If you have one of these and it's fitting you and you feel comfortable in it, then you're fine. Once again, it's about a masculine shape and not so much actually being flat. And most people, to be honest, if you are like, even if you are flat chested, your body isn't actually like, your chest isn't actually like flat, it curves. It'll be okay, I promise. If you have any questions, concerns, comments, leave them down below. Please try to be nice to each other. You can send them to me on my Facebook, on my Tumblr, my Instagram, basically anything I have linked below. And I will have a very informative forum post from cosplay.com down in the description, as I have said earlier. So I hope this helped any of you who wanted to learn more about binding, safe ways to bind, places you can buy binders, such as Underworks, Love Boat, and there's a few others which are going to be in that forum post. I hope this gets rid of some of your concerns about it, and I'll see you next time.